I am so sick to death of people surrounding McCankle's taco tits covering for his clear psychosis, mental problems, appeared dementia. It's unbelievable how much cover they provide him, despite the man daily, like a slot machine, giving us evidence after evidence of how unhinged and emotionally and psychologically unstable he is. I wish that this was a skit for SNL, but it's not. This is the sitting president of the United States on Lie Social yesterday. Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, was the hottest ad out there. It's for American Eagle, and the jeans are, quote, flying off the shelves. Go get them, Sydney. On the other side of the ledger, Jaguar did a stupid and seriously woke advertisement. That is a disaster. The CEO just resigned. The company is in turmoil. Shouldn't they have learned a lesson from Bud Light, which went woke and essentially destroyed in a short but very woke campaign the company? The market cap destruction has been unprecedented. Billions of dollars lost. Or just look at woke singer Taylor Swift. Ever since I alerted the world as to what she was by saying on Truth that I can't stand her. Okay, you guys, this is so incredibly insane. Number one, nobody on the left gives a shit about the American Eagle ad. I don't care about it. If any liberals do care about it, simple, don't buy American Eagle jeans. Move on to the fascist takeover. But they are trying so hard to keep you from looking at the fact that McCankle's taco tits constantly and historically is around teenage girls and brags about it and is best friends with two of this country's most prolific sexual abusers of children on the planet. And he's at the epicenter of it. So now we're talking about American Eagle jeans and Taylor Swift, who, by the way, is a billionaire all on her own right.
She didn't inherit it from her daddy. And here's a couple things. I noticed that he's able to talk about economics in this post, yet he cannot seem to understand it when it comes to the United States economy. And the one thing that I think is super important is look how he talks about women. He's in the middle of a crisis about sexual predilection against little girls, and he cannot be anything but ugly about women except Ghislaine Maxwell. And I read 3 headlines over the weekend like Trump, his mood swings are getting worse. Da, 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 da. That is not breaking news. He is fucking unhinged.
Right.
He has dementia. He should not be anywhere against the nuclear codes. We don't need to sugarcoat it because he allows it every day. They're saying Biden's aides covered it up. You can't cover up Trump's. It is so bad.
And what's worse about this than the Biden thing is how many millions of people are going along with this. Corporate media, a lot of his supporters are like, oh, that's just Trump. You can't take him seriously. And I'm like, okay, out of all the jobs in this country, I would think the one job that we should be able to take people seriously out of a country of 340 million people should be the president. I don't want I don't know if I should take him seriously now or not. I don't want somebody who's, a part of a party like everybody. Nobody's out burning their American Eagle jeans right now, like all of the triggered snowflake beta males did with Bud Light. I mean, it's not even comparable, but this is what speaks to them. And I wonder, Pumps, if we had somebody in the Democratic Party that had a different message other than establishment policies, establishment status quo stuff that left us this vacuum to where all of these betas could come in and follow this deranged, big breasted, big ankled,
Big stomach.
yeah, felon. If they could follow a cheater at golf, if they could follow this guy around. And so we have it, you guys, and his name is Zoron Mdani. So put up this headline and photo. This is really interesting, you guys. Many Jewish voters back Mamdani, and many agree with him on Gaza. Zoran Mdani won over Jewish voters in New York City who were energized by his economic agenda and unbothered by or sympathetic to his views on Israel and Gaza. This is really important because he is taking a untethered position of economic populism to the voters. And the question beyond this will be, will this work in other places? And I think the answer is a resounding yes, because if you look at our state, whenever we have a Democrat run, they run as MAGA light, and it's just not enough. And that's really how establishment Dems kind of run anyway. They run as kind of MAGA light, with the exception of Bernie, of course, and now this guy. And you see that the corporate news is trying to tell you that you can't both oppose the war in Palestine, support your Jewish friends and neighbors, and support an economy that works for everybody. They try to pin you down that you're an anti-Semite if you support Zoron. And this is something we have to keep front and center to keep our party, the Democratic Party. MAGA was able to get a convicted felon with large breasts and large ankles that cheats at golf with a pot belly. They were able to get the base to swing so hard to the right, right?
Yeah, they were.
We have got to get our base to go a little bit to the left and the left. And we need to watch out on using language like the left needs to be more radical, because I would argue that all the MAGA shit is the radical stuff. Paying people a livable wage, making sure these CEOs that are getting, 8 and 9 figure bonuses, yet paying their employees minimum wage and not giving them health insurance, that's radical. That's my thought.
No, I completely agree. And it's just interesting to me that the establishment who Kamala Harris, the weird thing was working. And then they went in and they dumbed it down with the Liz Cheney, and that we got fucked. And here we are with a criminal. And these people absolutely are the most radical. Donald Trump is just all over the place on his policies. He lies constantly, but they got him elected because he's mean and he's cruel and he's a fighter. Whether he fights for the wrong thing or not, that's debatable, but we need a fighter. We need somebody to say, fuck you. I can support Jewish people and not support the Israeli government and what they're doing to Palestine. You can walk and chew gum, and the Democrats have got to do it. And where you see them doing it, they are having success.
I completely agree with you, Pumps. I love that. All right. Next up, we have, again, these MAGA men, you guys, these betas, it is trigger city. Trump, the president of the United States, is sitting at home in the White House, binge watching TV, probably binge eating and slurping Diet Cokes nonstop, watching CNBC. And Elizabeth Warren triggers the living fuck out of him all the time. I mean, she can do it with such ease. So, Elizabeth Warren tweets, what's going on with Trump's economy? Inflation is up. People are worried about finding a job. Groceries are getting more expensive. No matter how hard he tries, Trump can't distract from his broken promises to lower costs on day one. Sam Stein notes that Trump has now issued 3 straight posts on Elizabeth Warren's CNBC appearance, spanning the mid 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time hour. Now we know why nothing's getting done with the government. Now we know why the Russia-Ukraine hasn't been dealt with. Now we know why he just lets Benjamin Netanyahu put him on a leash and walk him all over the country. But you guys, it's so important that you support independent media so that you get the straight up facts with a little sauce on the side. We are so grateful to our sponsors for helping us do this every day. And today I want to talk about Delete Me. You guys, everybody's information is all over the internet. I found out that a bunch of my personal information was on the internet. So I signed up for Delete Me, and it starts scanning and removing stuff. And then it sends you a report removing your address, birth date, all of the information that you don't want some psycho getting a hold of.
And what's so great about Delete Me, it's a continuing process. It's not just one and done. They continue to monitor, and they are so equipped to deal with data brokers and what they're doing against people on the internet.
Listener, take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners, today get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting IHIP to 64,000. The only way to get 20% off is to text IHIP to 64000. That's IHIP to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. Pumps back to Elizabeth Warren. You know, he loves to call her Pocahontas, and we know her. Like, I'm telling you guys, this woman is the real deal. Like, she is so personable, but she is so freaking smart, and she's not beholden to anyone. She fights for the people. She fights for democracy. She calls out Donald Trump, and it triggers him like crazy.
Well, number one, she's a smart, powerful woman. So that's a real problem for him. Here's the thing about this Donald Trump watches Fox News 99.9% of the time. They fucking lie. They're on there saying inflation's down, prices are down, gas prices are down, which is all a lie. And then he watches CNBC and there's truth. He wouldn't be so triggered, other than she's a woman, if he didn't know it's true. The economy is going nowhere in a good direction, and he can't stand people are talking about it, and they're talking with facts.
Okay, here is an issue that we all need to keep our eyes on, because this is an issue that is getting traction on both the left and the right. You have people in the MAGA base who are pretty wound up about this. Put up this report from Reuters. Trump administration, we will not provide disaster preparedness funds to places in the U.S. boycotting Israel. The administration of the United States President Donald Trump announced that it will not provide federal aid funds for natural disaster preparedness to states or cities in the U.S. that boycott Israel. So when I was researching the story, you guys, I found that a lot of MAGA influencers were like tweeting this and putting the comment to it, "This isn't America
Right.
first." And so this is something that, if our Democratic base wasn't so beholden to AIPAC, that we could really be forging along with their cheaters, as what they're doing in Texas. They're the party of sexual depravity and pedophiles. And number three, they're a party of Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel first. But because the leaders of the Democratic Party take so much money from AIPAC, they're taking an issue right now that could really take the tanking Democratic polling numbers right now. And we could go way up if they would call them out and say, this man isn't America first, he's Israel first.
That's right.
Benjamin Netanyahu is walking him like a puppy. We thought Vladimir Putin was walking him. It's nothing compared to Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah, and he's willing to crash the U.S. economy. Like, he's putting tariffs on our closest trading ally because they're willing to recognize Canada, because they're willing to recognize Palestine as a state. He will drive America into the ground for Benjamin Netanyahu. Why is that? What does he know is my question.
I think that's a really good question. And this is where it's so frustrating being an American. It's so frustrating identifying as a Democrat. It's so frustrating looking at our leadership, and that this is such a layup.
Right.
This is such a layup. And I see MAGA influencers making this point, and the Democrats are just crickets on it. Now, not all Democrats, but we have the reason that Elizabeth Warren was on CNBC. She started talking about Zoron Mdani and robustly endorsing him. She's from Massachusetts. Cory Booker couldn't do the same. He's from New Jersey because he said, I have to stay out of New York politics. The truth of the matter is Cory Booker can't do it because Cory Booker takes AIPAC money, but it'd be a layup. He's in front of the camera all the time. He has a great social media following to simply look into the camera, look at people's faces and say, Trump is Israel first. I made a mistake. I took AIPAC money. I realized that it has been detrimental to my voters. I realized it's been detrimental to the American public. It's done. I'm not doing it anymore. Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. I mean, we're way past him being a bad actor. He is a war criminal that is really, truly the number one person and organization that are making Jews worldwide less safe is Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government. All right, that's all we have for today. Please, Pumps, show them our book. You guys support us by supporting our sponsors and buying our book. How could you not buy the book with that cute little darling showing you right there? And subscribe to our channel. We are on the precipice of 1 million subs. Come on, motherfuckers. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, bye.